Good evening. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. Once said by Albert Einstein. Welcome to BMC News Live English. Myself, Shina Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's news in detail. The Civil Aviation Affairs has updated the Kingdom of Bahrain's entry procedures at Bahrain International Airport following approval by the Government Executive Committee in response to recommendations made by the NHRA, National Medical Task Force for Combating the Coronavirus. From midnight on Sunday 29th August 2021, the quarantine period will be reduced to 5 days for all unvaccinated passengers aged 6 to 12 entering the Kingdom of Bahrain from non-red list countries. All prior precautionary measures will still be in effect. All passengers arriving from non-red list countries who are under the age of 12 are to quarantine for 5 days. All passengers arriving from red list countries, including those who are under the age of 6, must quarantine for 10 days. All precautionary measures previously announced for passengers entering the Kingdom of Bahrain must continue to be followed. Additionally, following approval by the Government Executive Committee, the NHRA, National Medical Task Force for Combating the Coronavirus, announced that non-vaccinated students will have to complete a mandatory 10-day period of distance learning upon entering the Kingdom of Bahrain. This measure will apply to those attending schools, kindergartens, rehabilitation centers, nurseries, training centers and institutes. Bahrain witnessed a dominance of the Delta variant of the coronavirus in May and June this year, a study has revealed. The analysis, morbidity and mortality from COVID-19 post-vaccination breakthrough infections in association with various COVID-19 vaccines and the emergence of variants in Bahrain, published in Research Square, said that 50% of the cases in the country were due to the Delta variant by May 1st this year, while it also led to all COVID-19 fatalities in June. Bahrain yesterday recorded 109 new COVID-19 cases alongside 90 recoveries and no fatalities. Of these new cases, 45 were expatriate workers, 48 contacts of local cases and 16 travel related, the Health Ministry said last night. Now we can go for a short commercial break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Every piece of jewelry tells a story. Its raw beauty speaks of its natural origins. The brilliant design speaks of unparalleled craftsmanship. Its elegance evokes the passion and energy of those who wear it. At Al Siraj Jewelry, our story, our pride.
Welcome back. Saudi Arabian Airlines will allow full passenger seating capacity on domestic flights as of September after obtaining the approval of the General Authority of Civil Aviation (GACA), the airline said in a statement on Thursday. The airline will increase seating capacity for domestic flights by 52%. Domestic flights have a weekly seating capacity of more than 245,000 given the social distancing guidelines. It will rise to more than 372,000 after the new procedure comes into force. The airline indicated that a qualified team would monitor the flights as well as the seating capacity as per the operating requirements. On Wednesday, Saudi Arabian Airlines announced that it would allow only those passengers who have received 2 doses of the coronavirus vaccine to travel on board its domestic flights effective from September 1st. The GACA stated that the return to using the normal seating capacity before the outbreak of COVID-19 would be based on certain conditions. These include immunization of all passengers with 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine. However, there will be an exception from this for groups that are not obligated to take the vaccine, such as children under the age of 12 years or those who have been given an exemption by the competent Saudi health authorities from taking vaccine on medical grounds. Oman will allow travelers from the UAE to enter the Sultanate via land crossings from September 1st as COVID-19 infections dropped to record lows, the government in Muscat announced. Oman's committee responsible for the management of COVID-19 made the announcement on Wednesday during its weekly meeting broadcast live by Oman Television. The number of coronavirus patients in US hospitals breached 100,000 on Thursday, the highest level in 8 months, according to the Department of Health and Human Services, as a resurgence of COVID-19 spurred by the highly contagious Delta variant strains the nation's healthcare system. US COVID-19 hospitalizations have more than doubled in the past month. Over the past week, more than 500 people with COVID were admitted to hospitals each hour on average, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The United States reached its all-time peak for hospitalization on January 6th when there were 132,051 coronavirus infected patients in hospital beds, according to a Reuters tally. As the vaccination campaign rapidly expanded in early 2021, hospitalization fell and hit a 2021 low of 13,843 on June 28. However, COVID-19 admissions rose suddenly in July as the Delta variant became the dominant strain. The US South is the epicenter of the latest outbreak, but hospitalizations are rising nationwide. Florida has the highest number of COVID-19 hospitalized patients, followed by Texas and California, according to data from the US Department of Health and Human Services. More than 95% of intensive care beds are currently occupied in Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. The Delta variant, which is rapidly spreading among mostly the unvaccinated US population, has also sent a record number of children to hospital. There are currently over 2,000 confirmed and suspected COVID-19 hospitalization, according to HHS. India has set a new milestone with at least 50% of the eligible population being inoculated with the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. The country added 44,658 fresh cases over the last 24 hours, while deaths from COVID-19 rose by 496, the Health Ministry announced. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana. Good night.